Raya's overrated. It kind of sucks. I haven't matched with any celebrities yet, so. And that's not why I'm on the app. I've been on there since October, and I've maybe met up with 2 or 3 people. And I usually have somewhat of a successful pool on dating apps because I'm interesting, I'm pretty, and I'm not feeding my ego on here, but that's reality. I'm an artist. I'm kind of weird. And yeah, I'm kind of surprised by it. This one guy, I added girls, like women, just to see what I was competing with, and they're all supermodels. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And this one guy from LA told me that I should get professional photos done because I don't look like the women on Raya. And I'm like, great, like I paid all this money for this stupid app, and now you're telling me I have to have a professional photo shoot done for this app? Like, it's a dating app. I'm trying to display my everyday. I obviously have some like really good photos on there. I'm not like putting a picture like this like on here sitting on my bed in like a hoodie. But I thought that was kind of silly, and I don't know, it's overrated. So don't feel like you're missing out if you're not on Raya, which you probably aren't, which is probably good. But yeah, it's not what it's made out to be. I just have a lot of pen pals now that don't live here.
This is what it looks like, and I haven't said this in a while. This is what it looks like when you hit a wall. Not age-wise in this specific situation, but in terms of my looks can only take me so far. My personality can only take me so far. These women are doing it for real. Y'all are average. Men have been trying to tell you, hey, y'all are average. It's okay to be average. Y'all act like y'all didn't hear that. And now you're paying all the money to get told, yeah, you're pretty average.
Okay, you want to know one thing I don't understand is when someone's like, oh yeah, I have to call like a plumber. Oh, I have to call an electrician. Like, I have to call someone to fix that. Huh? Don't you have a husband? Like, I see the ring. You're married. I know. What do you mean you have to call someone? What? Literally can't process that. What do you mean your husband isn't going to fix it? What do you mean you have to take your car to get your oil changed? What do you mean your husband doesn't do it? What do you mean? Like, he don't. I married Bob the Builder. I don't know.
And right on cue, they're trying to shame men. Woman in the comments said, my husband is not a handy person. He's a techie person. I married a nerd, not Bob the Builder. Somebody responded, my dad is the same way. He's a computer engineer. He makes enough to pay the plumber and electrician and contractors for a reason.
Well, I was just absolutely humbled by my husband. He just came upstairs to take a shower, and he takes one look at me and he goes, wow. And I'm like, wow what? Like, keep in mind, nothing about this is given wow right now. And I'm like, wow what? And he's like, what are you wearing? And I'm like, a very cheap button-up cotton t-shirt, pajama shirt from Walmart. And he's like, yeah, like, I've never seen you in anything like that. Like, I like that. Like, wow. And he keeps saying, wow. And then it dawned on me that maybe the giant ratty t-shirts I've been wearing for the 7 years of our relationship weren't exactly giving wow. So here's your hot tip of the night, ladies. If you want to wow your husband, hit up your local Walmart and find yourself one of these very inexpensive button-up sleep shirts, because apparently they're giving wow. Yeah, you're welcome for this extremely hot tip. No need to buy any expensive lingerie. Walmart is giving wow. You heard it here first.
Men been saying this. Y'all ask a man to put in effort, but then y'all get with a man and put in none. I get it though. I get it.
So recently I had a man tell me that he thinks that my standards are too high, that I have put myself on a pedestal, and that I will never meet a man who will exceed my expectations. I think the funny part is, I think he was trying to hurt my feelings, right? He was trying to humble me in some way, shape, or form. But you want to know what I said to that man? I absolutely am on a pedestal. You want to know why? I built the pedestal with my bare hands. I have been in some pretty relationships that have really forced me to rebuild my life in every aspect. And so what I might say to that is, I built this life brick by brick. I built the ladder to get to the pedestal. And guess what? The view, it's great from up here. So when you put in the work internally to be the best version of yourself, to heal, to grow, and to better yourself, your standards, they go up. They go real high. Every boundary I set, every time I chose self-love over settling, the price went up. Okay? And that pedestal got a little taller. I am not hard to love, and I will not lower my standards for something that doesn't honor the work that I've put in to become the best version of myself. And listen, I get it. I am picky. I can acknowledge that, but I refuse to settle. I know that there are good men out there. Now, I don't know where they are, and if you could hurry up and find me, that would be so appreciated, because your girl is tired, but they're out there. So if you're watching this, this is your reminder. Never settle.
Press On Regardless says, there's a danger here though, isn't it? I applaud the positive mindset, but honestly, we all know our number from 1 to 10 if we're honest, right? If you shoot too high, isn't there the danger that you'll be left with a family of cats and irrational hatred of men? Yes, there is. And I already know these women don't want to hear that, but that's a fact.
I have a question. Are men real? Like, are you guys like actually real? Like, when you like talk and like open your mouth to speak, like, do you be dead ass? Like, are you actually like, I'm just wondering if you guys are actually stupid and slow, or if it's like just an act like the male species puts on, like as a whole. Like, if you guys just like act really dumb, like 24/7, like, is this an act? Is this like, are we being recorded right now? Like, is this a joke? Is this a prank? Are you guys actually dumb? Let me know, because I know for a fact when y'all text your barber, you don't be like, hey, Big Daddy, when can I book? No, because that would be a little weird, right? It would be weird. But just because I'm a woman doesn't mean you can text me like that and be like, hey, baby, hey, sexy, hey, anything but my name to book an appointment, because I have a phone. I know I don't have names to y'all, but this bitch do, so address me as such or don't get booked.
Y'all want to know what the real recession indicator is? The fact that I just got my hair done and I don't have nobody to FaceTime, the girls are starving.
If you're a man, this video's for you, okay? I don't want anything to do with a man. Absolutely nothing. I don't want you looking at me. I don't want you talking to me. I don't want you breathing on me. I don't even want you around me, okay? I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the book. I'm sick of the lies. I'm sick of the stories. I'm sick of 100% all of it. Okay? Just all of it. I'm over it. So if you're a man, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Listen, it's not personal. Okay? You know what? I take that back. It is a little personal. It's very personal. But just leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I don't want nothing to do with y'all. Nothing. At all. At all. Okay, bye.
Okay, Talia, we believe you. You don't have to yell.
So my girlfriend is mad at me. She's there walking behind me because she had a dream that she was pregnant with my child. We had a baby together and she gave birth to the baby. And a couple years go by and she realizes that the baby doesn't look like her. And she realizes that I cheated on her and the baby isn't hers. The baby is another one. The baby that was inside of her is another woman's baby in her dream. And I'm in trouble now, which is too bad because I love her and I want things to work out, but I don't know if we're going to get past this.
The numbers don't say y'all is right. We getting the results of y'all thinking y'all right. We got the divorce rates we got the single parent households we got the incarceration numbers that we got. We getting the results of Roe v. Wade. We getting the results of the liberation that y'all fought for. We getting the results. And then a man's honesty is the new misogyny. A man's honesty is the new misogyny. Tell the truth about these. You hate all women. How that work? I'm not the channel that's telling you ain't no women worth a damn. I know I run into reasonably good women. They're rare, though. They are.
If you're so worried about materialistic women, why are you trying to fall in love with a girl who drives a Mercedes, sprays Tom Ford, does Botox and filler? Why don't you find somebody more simple within your tax bracket? Yet y'all want a Victoria's Secret model with the perfect body and the perfect face. Sir, FaceApp is not free. And inflation is real. That's $7.99 right now. We used to pay $1.99.
Your money doesn't make you better than anyone. You're thinking like a loser. Stop that nonsense.
One word of advice to all of my ladies who are watching this video. No matter how long you've been with him, how many kids you may have, how long you have invested and how much money you've invested into the relationship, trying to make it work, this is your sign to leave that man. Leave him. Nobody is worth heartache, pain, and time spent. Invest in yourself. Move on.
James H. Morris said, what is a sign? Misery loves company? God bless.
I am so annoyed right now. I just wasted a full face of makeup on someone's dusty ass son who had a miscommunication on what we were doing today, who is way too old to be misunderstanding plans like this. I'm not going anywhere tonight, but I got ready like I was. I just like wipe it all off and shove it back into the can. And to think I wasted an everything shower on this man, Lord help me. I need to know if I'm the asshole in this situation, because at 6:30 I tell him I have to shower and eat something and then I'll be free. 6:45 I think we get off the phone. At 8 o'clock I send him the address and say like, hey, ready whenever. And he says that he is getting in the hot tub with some friends who brought food over. All because he said, well, I didn't hear that you didn't give me a specific time that you were going to be ready. I said I had to eat and shower. What the hell do you think that means? That we just don't have plans anymore?
First of all, you probably want to set a time. I mean, you said, okay, we're getting off at 6:45. At 8 o'clock, I'm ready to talk to him again. Everything shower could be just everything. I took my time. That man, at that point in time, 6:45, have dinner, hang out with the fellas, pull up around her house, 10:30, all is good. During that time, that man probably wanted to eat. So I see where you're coming from, but communication.
Do men generally just go with whatever their wife's flow is?
Sometimes.
Let's get into that.
Sometimes, honestly, we do. And this might not be popular opinion, but it's the truth.
Why?
We do that because we just don't want to deal with the headache. Like, sometimes we be like cool, right? And we be straight, we be good. And then we hear like something come right here. And it can be so stressful and aggravating. We be like, you know what? We gonna do what you want to do. Like, I don't even want to go that route. I don't want to have a difference of opinion. Let's just do what you want to do so we can get it done and be over with.
Are you kidding me right now?
Not all men are bad. Not all women are good. There are bad men and good women, and vice versa. There are good people and there are bad people. And I've been thinking about this a lot recently because I've kind of been analyzing who I surround myself with. I have a group of girlfriends right now. We're all single. We've all gone through like breakups in the last like 3 to 12 months. And some have been worse than others, but they've all been pretty bad. So naturally, everybody's kind of in their single era, and the majority of the time, the conversations revolve around how much everybody hates men and how bad men are. And I do agree, there are some bad men in this world. But I was thinking about it because I was like, I know that there are good men in this world, but I feel like if all I'm surrounding myself with is men are bad, like we should just be single and girl bossing and all these things, and those are amazing things. I think we should be independent. I think we shouldn't be dependent on a man. But if you do want to have a relationship one day, if you do want to get married, if you do want to have a family, then I think putting myself in situations where people are in healthy relationships and are not anti-men might be helpful. But right now I'm in the situation where if I even say anything like that, it's like, you're a pick me. And am I?
All right, we're gonna race to the car and back. She gets a 10-second head start.
10 seconds.
The loser has to do the dishes for a week, no complaints.
Yep. And you have to count 10 seconds out loud.
All right.
And slow.
Ready, set, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
And if that wasn't enough, he gave her more time. Let's check out the second race.
Okay, so yesterday race results were canceled because Henry cheated and he counted way too fast. So today we're gonna be doing the same thing again, but we're gonna be doing 12 seconds and he's gonna count it correctly this time. And whoever loses needs to do the dishes for a full week straight without complaining.
All right, 12-second head start. Ready, set, go. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, done.
She's running in slow motion. In slow motion, she's not even moving. She's not even moving. She's like one of those things, players on the game, like the little AIs on the game, that they just running into the building and they're running slowly, like they messed the game and messed up. That's what she looks like. I'm going to encourage you guys to seek help. Y'all are going to continue to play these games and somebody is really, really, really going to crush y'all. I'm not talking about physically. I'm talking about your little psyche and all this. Y'all gonna get crushed for playing games, silly games like this.
A man who makes 100,000, 300,000 a year, that's good money. But for my specific life goals at 24 with plenty of options and
plenty of options for what?
For dating.
And that means, man, the way you're talking is like you say you got a lot of options, but not for the kind and caliber man you're talking about, not that kind of money. God damn. You may have a lot of options for dudes making, you know, average money, but not for no man talking about $300,000-$400,000 a year. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not here in Atlanta.
Well, like I said, for my life goals, a man who makes 100,000, 300,000 a year, that's cool. That's good money. But that's not enough money for me to say, I'm stopping what I'm doing and only your cares matter. What I want to do for my family, what my goals are.
This is a single woman. This is a dead woman walking. The thing is, you're going to have to do all that because your attitude, your masculine energy is going to make sure you got to take care of yourself, because the man who has more money or what you're talking about won't even deal with you.
In Atlanta too? What kind of delusional mindset did you wake up with this morning?
Okay, if you're a man getting to know a woman and she has moments where in getting to know you, she has some doubts, she expresses some, maybe potential red flags when she's scanning for things. And your response is, I'm not like the other guys. Don't say that, just show her. I really don't like when people say that. And what would you want your daughter to do in that situation? Would you want her to take that, or would you want her to look at action and consistency over a certain amount of time? No guy that is like that is going to say, hey, I'm the guy that's like that. Yeah, I'm a manipulator. I'm a finesser. I'm giving you the best right now. I might be love bombing you and then I'm going to breadcrumb you later. My internalized misogyny is going to make me want to claim you, cage you, tame you, and extract all the things that attracted me to you out of you. My rejection sensitivity and abandonment issues is going to make me crazy and want to control you. Like, nobody says that kind of stuff. And actually, I think a lot of people are not self-aware that they are that guy. So saying you're not that guy is not helpful. And actually, that in itself can kind of be like red flag. I've found. And there's a lot of people that project their past relationships and have certain issues and might not be like in a healthy space to be in a relationship. But also there are women who scan for patterns. And it's not putting X's on you, but it's recognizing not just from her own experiences, but the experience of her mother, her grandmother, women around her, her girlfriends, that there's a pattern of behavior due to the society that we live in, due to patriarchy, due to the conditioning that affects male and female relations a certain way. Those dynamics are literally the number one danger and risk for women. So for her to even be entertaining getting to know you, letting you in any capacity is actually a risk. And she is entitled to keep herself safe and to also not waste her time. Just show her you're not that guy, and actually show yourself too that you're not that guy, because a lot of people who aren't that guy think they aren't that guy. You're that guy.
Well, I get what you're saying, and I do definitely agree that in a lot of cases a woman can be put in danger. But I think for some of these ladies out here, a man has to go through an exorbitant number of hoops. He has to jump through and go through so many obstacles. Well, you got to prove yourself. How long does it take to prove yourself? This man could do all of those things. He could buy you a ring. He could do anything that you ask for, anything that you ask him for, and it still would not be enough. He would still have to do more. Oh, buy me this. Take me over here. This is what men talk about when they talk about standards. Oh, this is just my standard. If you don't want to do it, then you're not my cup of tea. Date within your tax bracket and a whole bunch of other foolishness. If I didn't take you on a $300 date, that means that you're not investing in me. You really don't care about me. I had a guy take me out on a $400 date. So I'm giving you a discount, actually. Show me, invest in me, right? So when a guy just gets tired of it, maybe you should start listening. Yes, he's got to prove himself, but so do you. And also, like I just said, maybe you should start, you guys got to do work as well. Women got to do work as well. Out in the dating area, out in the dating field, they always have to do the work of proving themselves. And a man and a woman thinks she's entitled to just sit there and do nothing. No, if you want the man to show who he is, you've got to show him something so he don't feel like he's out on an island. Too many times men get left out alone, spending money, taking the first act. Oh, well, you're a man, that's just how they lead it. No, that's stupid. That's stupid. Y'all leave a man hung out to dry. Y'all don't show him no interest. Y'all don't text him back. Y'all wait 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours to text him back. And when the man stops talking to you, you wonder why. Come on with it. If y'all gonna do what y'all say, y'all requiring a man to do something, come on with it.
I try to keep it pretty positive on here in terms of being single and in my 30s. And usually that's pretty easy because I have a lot of friends and family that support me and a lot of interests that make me happy. And so usually I'm good, but there are just those days that really get you down. And today I am having one of those days. I've been to 18 weddings single over the past couple years. And usually it's just like not a big deal because I have other friends there. Usually some other friend is either single or going solo and we room together. And today I sent out the text that I always send for my 20th wedding, which is, hey, anyone want a room for this wedding? And slowly the text started rolling in one by one. My partner's coming, my partner's coming, my partner's coming, my partner's coming. And I just felt the tears like stream down my face. I always knew this day would come where I'd have to go completely solo, but I think just like the reality of it actually happening was just like a shock to my system. If I were to meet someone tomorrow and have someone that I'm dating, by the time this wedding rolls around, I still don't have a +1. So like I'm going solo no matter what. Me, what I crave in terms of having a partner is not necessarily that they're the one sitting next to you at the table, which is definitely nice, but it's more so like that person that you can get on the plane with and the long late night drive or the 6 a.m. flight. Looking around and realizing that everyone else has that support system is really hard. You spend so much time and energy building independence and appreciating being with yourself and loving yourself, and I have, but at the end of the day, I think as humans, we all just kind of crave that support system. End of the day, I think what I'm trying to say is that while it's amazing to build yourself up and love who you are and love your independence, it's okay to want something beyond yourself. I think I might be at that point.
A lot of us do crave a support system. That's just the way it's set up. I think a lot of women do this. They say, I don't need a man. I can be alone. I don't need you. But what they're actually doing is placing their eggs in one other basket, which would be their friends. But what usually happens is their friends talk all that nonsense until love hits them in the face, the same as you. And they decide, you know what? I actually do want somebody. They don't tell you that, but you find out and all the texts. My partner's coming, my partner's coming, my partner's coming. And you're the odd man out, or in this case, the odd woman out. It happens that way. It just does. And so now you have to be like, man, you're crying because you're like, man, I was counting on you guys. I thought we were going to do this together. I thought we were going to be single. I thought we were going to be the Golden Girls. A lot of modern women create this life in their heads, like they do in a lot of times in relationships, where we're always going to be together forever. I'm kind of scared going into this, being single for my entire life. But if you're going to do it, I'm going to do it. We're going to be best girls. And then they don't anymore. And you're left stuck out. That freaking sucks.
When a man starts low-key ghosting a girl, I promise you, us not talking is not going to make me miss you. If anything, it just teaches me how to live without you. And I'm okay with that.
Sterling said, bro got her posting TikToks and she's not worried.
Do men understand women more than women understand men? I'm going to say yes. And I think that's just because they have to. When women think about men, we think of men in very simple terms. They want smecks. So to attract a male, all you have to do is be attractive and be available. That's pretty much it. But now for men to attract a woman, unfortunately, most women don't find most men attractive. So if they don't have money to attract a woman or good looks to attract a woman, they have to be a little more creative, have to look into the psychology of a woman to see what else attract a woman to them. Personality traits, how we think, what makes us interested or disinterested, all in order to draw us in. So in that regard, I think men have to study the psychology of women more in order to attract it, whereas we're not really thinking about the psychology of men. Although we should, because men are not only sexual creatures, they do desire more than that. So we should learn more about them besides the smecks, though it is important to them. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
Red Witch Lilith made a video, and one of the things that she said in the video is that women want to hear about any and everything as long as it has nothing to do with their behavior. And she ate with that. And it just got me to thinking about how it's just like, y'all, like, we could talk about hair, we could talk about nails, we could talk about makeup, we could talk about clothes, we could talk about men, the good and the bad that they do. But the minute you start talking about women and their behavior, the whole entire world starts to shut down. The whole entire world starts to shut down. Women truly have perfected how to mask the outside and totally abandon what's going on the inside. And that's why I talk about the things I do on my page, because I want y'all to know I see past all that Maybelline, girl. I see past the Maybelline. I see past the laid hair. I see past the makeup. I see past all that. I know what's really going on in that swamp water, okay? I know what really be going on in that swamp water. And as a woman that is fully committed to my growth and my journey, what I can tell you is that, ladies, eventually you run out of excuses. You run out of excuses and you run out of people to blame. Eventually, you're going to look up and realize that all the little fires, all the things that you've been mad about and crying about and complaining about, you had a part in it. You struck the match. And that's what y'all don't want to deal with. That's why y'all hate when people hold that mirror up to your face. Because you don't want to have to talk about the part that you play. You don't want to have to talk about the things that you've done. But you're going to have to address that, babe. You're going to have to address that. You're going to have to address that.
All for the girlies wanting to date a guy who's going to pay for their life, who's going to provide, and
and that some girls can do that without having any type of emotional connection to the dude. And babe, I love that for you. For me, I can't do that. I wish that I could, but I would pick the guy who literally doesn't even have a job, who maybe has gone through some crazy shit in life, but I have a real true connection with. Society has brainwashed us to believe that the most important thing in a relationship is money. And like, yeah, that is definitely important. But if you know how to sustain yourself, all that other shit shouldn't really matter. I don't know. Revolutionary thought, maybe. Society has also conditioned men to believe the most important thing about them is their income. Literally to the point that the like rich, good-looking guys have no personality. I really don't know where I'm going with this, but I would choose connection and true love over somebody's bank account any day.
I have no problem, stepping out of my feminine energy for the little things that I need to do. I need to get my car serviced today. I'm completely fine with that. I drop off my vehicle. It was getting an oil change. The guy offered me, do you want a tire rotation? I said, sure. Should I get a tire rotation? He said, well, we recommend it. I said, yeah, that's fine with me. Do it. Sure. No problem. My man comes and picks me up. I come home. They text me when it's ready. I take an Uber back because my man's busy. And when I get there, I get in my car. I pay for it. I get in. The alert comes on saying, I need an oil change. I'm like, that's funny. I just got an oil change. So I turn that thing around, pull right back into the garage, and I'm like, hey, this is saying I need an oil change. He's like, oh, it's just the sensor, you can turn it off. I'm like, okay, well, that's never happened to me before. So he does it quickly, and I'm like, thank you so much. On my way. I'm going up the street a little bit, step on the gas a little bit, and all of a sudden I'm hearing whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like, what the hell is that? Did I just hit something? Is something stuck on my tires? Like, what's going on? So the further I go, the louder it gets. I'm like, no, this can't be right. So I pull over, I get out the car, I'm looking around, checking all my wheels. What am I looking for? I have no idea. Something that looks suspicious, maybe something that shouldn't be there. So I turn my ass around, pull back into the garage. I'm like, hi, my car's making a sound. Don't know what it's doing, but it's making a sound. He's like, all right, go on inside. I let them know. The guy says to me, how often do you get your tires rotated? I don't know, sir. Anytime you tell me to do it, like today, I do it. I never argue. I'm never like, you know what? Not today. I'm like, sure, rotate them. If it needs it, do it. So don't try and pull that on me right now. Okay? Don't try and now give me the reason that now my car is making a funny noise that it wasn't making prior to you taking it into your hands, because I don't rotate my tires. So I go and I sit down. He goes, okay. I go and I sit down. And while I'm sitting there, now I'm pissed. Now I'm mad. Now I'm ready to send a text to my man. I shouldn't be here. I should not be dealing with these men. I don't know what I'm talking about. Tires rotation. All I know is I came here for a oil change, and now I'm sitting here waiting in this room that I shouldn't be in. Now I'm mad. Now I'm like, I am never coming to get my car serviced again. This is not a woman's job. What am I doing here? Now I need to be assertive. It's my day off. I don't want to be assertive. I don't want to be aggressive today, but I got to put my foot down because I need my car to be in working condition. Now I have to have my base on. I came in here with a smile, and now I have to be a big girl. And I just don't want to be here, Now that this is when I decide I shouldn't be doing this. This is a man's job. This is a man's job. What am I doing here?
Listen, I totally get it. I totally get it. I get it. And this is exactly what the heck I be talking about. When modern women in relationships, wives, sit in your face and talk about men don't do any of the domestic labor. Oh, they don't be washing the dishes. They don't be remembering PTAs or soccer practice and all that stuff. Okay, great. He should be doing that. Men don't do anything. They don't take care of the car. The cars are just every so often. This is it right here. This is exactly it right here. All of these things inside and outside the house that your man don't come home chirping to you about. If he would have done all that stuff for you, you'd never even heard about it. All you would have heard is a car fix? Yeah, babe. All right, you hungry? Yeah. All right, let's get something to eat. That's all you'd have heard. That's literally it. You wouldn't have heard anything else. But now that you see all the headache that men go through, now you want to be at the house. Now you're upset, as you should be. I want my man to take care of this. I want my man to take care of this stress. Now you see the stuff that he deals with that he don't say nothing to you about.
This is completely killing relationships, and it's actually pretty gross when you're an outsider looking in. Have you ever noticed those relationships where, I'm just going to use an example of a girl, when a girl is putting down her boyfriend in front of other people or husband? For example, I watched a girl, her boyfriend said like a joke, and she's like, ugh, gross, sorry, he's so annoying, just ignore him. And I was like, what? It makes me so sad. That's your like one partner in life that you're supposed to have each other's back, especially in public. And it's just completely ruining the respect in the relationship, because over time, if she can treat him that poorly in front of people, or it's probably worse behind doors, then of course, over time, if she doesn't respect him, she's not going to want to be intimate anymore, because respect usually equals intimacy. So that's getting killed. And then even more, does the man even want to be with her anymore? It's like, does he feel good about himself? If a guy is constantly being put down, how much will he actually want to hang out with her anymore? And then he just becomes such a shell of a man, because he's like, everything I do is wrong. She's going to criticize me or talk. So he just ends up not even talking to her anymore. And she's like, why doesn't he plan anything? Why doesn't he ever want to be vulnerable with me or talk to me? Well, because you keep putting him down, girl. It's not okay. You need to be treating the person that is supposed to be your partner in this world with respect and love. And if you don't feel that way towards them, figure out, communicate what's blocking you guys from feeling that way towards each other. There's probably resentment builds up or things that you're not communicating. And a lot of what kills relationships is unhealed traumas that are being triggered in the relationship that are causing fights. So honestly, heal your traumas and you won't have as many arguments anymore, because relationships are supposed to bring up your biggest triggers. Follow my page if you want to completely release what could be causing a lot of pain in your relationship. I love you, sending you love. But yeah, let's love each other more, you know?
Emotional intelligence, gotta have it some way or another.
Hi. I need a vent. I need a vent to you about a frustration that I have as a dating coach and a matchmaker. And I think that maybe this can help you. And I just want to vent about it and talk about it. So let's just dive in. So as a matchmaker and dating coach, my job is to not only make matches, it's about all of the ways that all of you get in the way, sabotage your love lives. And the biggest area that I see that when sabotage happens is between date 1 and date 2. You guys are terrible. You really are. That time period between those 2 dates, y'all are just out there looking for stuff. And I want to just I want to put your mind at ease. All right, I'm just going to talk about it. So as a reminder, first dates are really date zeros. Really. You don't know much of anything about this person. Maybe just a little bit. Even if you were introduced through a mutual friend, met them online, whatever, you know very little, right? You really don't. And so you're both complete strangers. You don't know anything about each other. You don't know like anything about their mannerisms, about nothing, right? And if you've been a follower of mine, you know that I have these 2 things, that the only things that you should be paying attention to after you leave a first date to be able to say yes to a second is, do I like the version of myself around this person? And what version of myself comes out? And am I curious to know more about them? And if you like the answer to both those questions, you owe it to yourself to go on the second date, because how people show up to a first date can be completely different, especially my more introverted friends, people that struggle to make that initial connection when it comes to date 0. If there's enough of a curiosity, you owe it to the both of you just to go on the second date. Okay, so let's just say you say yes to the second date. Good job. Yes. One of the biggest mistakes I see is you're all texting. Like, stop texting. Stop, the in-depth conversations via text. When you get done with that first date, just set up the second one. You're both curious enough, just set up the second date. Don't go dive into some serious conversations because you all are decoding and making assumptions and reading into the text. So when you're texting, the other person is reading it in their own voice, right? So you have to be really careful. And if you have time to sit there and chat via text, just get on the phone. So much more can be accomplished by listening to a tone, listening to a person's voice. Just have a conversation. And if you're a single parent, put your kids to bed and just hop on the phone for a half an hour if you need to communicate in between the two dates. Okay, so another thing that I see is that y'all need to do some research between the difference between love bombing and being romantic. Really. Love bombing is serious business. That is when you have a complete stranger that you meet and they whisk you off your feet, take you away for a weekend, talk about meeting your family, talk about, starting a family together. Very, very serious conversation with a complete stranger. That is love bombing. When someone gives a flower to you on a date or sends you a little sweet treat or something along those lines, you guys, that is someone who's being romantic. They're giving you a bit of connection. It's okay to accept romantic gestures in between dates. It's not love bombing. It's just somebody who's thinking of you and wants to be romantic. And maybe you all will disagree with me on that one, but my husband, after I met him the first date, started sending me poetry. He did. Yeah, we've been together for 11 years. So hope you can see that a lot of these things are fear-based, right? And it is scary to put yourself out there. It is scary to be vulnerable. It is scary to say yes to the next date, because you're like, oh my gosh, I'm opening up. I'm letting this person in. I get it. I understand. But in order to find love, you have to be vulnerable. And in order to be vulnerable, you have to trust yourself enough to know that you're going to take care of yourself. And no matter what happens, you're going to be okay. But in order to find love, you just got to lean in. Stop looking for all of the things and just say yes. I mean, do you need to have your eyes open to red flags? Yes, of course. But what would happen if you actually leaned in and looked for green ones? Then what? Then what would happen? All right, I'm done. Thanks for listening. I love ya. Bye.
You said a lot, but you probably didn't say enough. There's a lot of, let me say this. There was a woman, to your point of texting, she's in her 50s. And she was talking about, I'm a big texter, this and that. I can't figure out why the guy don't want to talk to me, or the guy won't want to take me on a date, and guys keep on ghosting me. Say, hey man, why don't you get on the phone? I gave her that suggestion. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm a texter. Are you trying to get to know the man or not? Are you trying to get on a date and stop wasting your time or not? Because 2 or 3 videos back, you just said you're tired of men wasting your time. Are you going to do the thing or not? Some of these ladies, and to be fair, some of these men want to waste time. They don't want to go nowhere. They don't want to do nothing. They just want to sit around in the house and be miserable. Get on with it. Either you do or you don't.